It's the second week of the month, and the second week of the month is always brutal because I have these appointments that just stack up. The second Monday, then the second Tuesday, then the second Wednesday, then the second Thursday. And that second Monday, you wake up and it's like a dead sprint just to get to Thursday. And we're right in the middle of it this week, but it's gonna be a good day. Hey, this morning I have a favor to ask. I really appreciate everybody who's been giving me encouragement and commenting on the videos, because sometimes you put these out there, they're a lot of work to put together every day, and you put them out and you get crickets. So I really appreciate those of you who have been putting comments and sharing on Facebook. I want to ask you a favor. If you like what you see, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like Axiom Strategic Consulting's Facebook page, share this stuff on social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you use. It would really help me out and I would super appreciate it. So thank you. I feel like I was shot out of a cannon at 7 o'clock this morning, and I still can't slow down because I got to get home. Jizzy's got something to do tonight. This is how I figure out what to make for dinner when I'm the one who's responsible for coming up with something, being creative, right? I figure out, what do I have to work with? What are the ingredients? It's very hard for me. I know it's very hard for Josie to be like, I'm about to go to the grocery store. What do we want to make for dinner? For some reason, being able to make absolutely anything makes it really hard to come up with any idea for what you should actually make. There's a parallel for this in business. You know, what we want is to be creative. We want to make that dinner for the family that just blows everybody away. And they're like, I can't believe you came up with this out of what you had to work with. And in business, we want that same thing. We want people to look at us and go, wow, look at that guy. He's such a great entrepreneur. Look at how he was so resourceful and he used what he had at his disposal, and he didn't have to go out and get all this funding. He didn't just go pay for it and buy employees and buy new equipment. He used what he had at his disposal. He brought some great ideas. He's super creative and he just knocked it out of the park, right? That's what we all want. But creativity is a very interesting thing. You have to have something on which to bring your creativity to bear. And that's where options become your enemy. Now, I've talked about this before, how creativity actually flourishes within constraints. You can see this on playgrounds. Drop kids off at a playground where there's a fence around it and they use up the entire playground. You drop them off in an open field and they kind of huddle in this one little small area. We like boundaries, we like constraints, because within the constraints we're allowed to be creative. That's why processes are so important for your employees. They allow them to bring their creativity to bear on the existing process to improve it or put a new twist on it or put their personality on it. But I had a conversation this morning with 3 business owners where we were talking about growing their business and what their marketing plan should look like. And this is a very common frustration for business owners. When you can market your product or your service in absolutely any way possible, you often have this paralysis of not knowing exactly what to do next. And the easiest way to get yourself unstuck when you're not quite certain what to do next, or when all the stuff that you're throwing up against the wall isn't getting results, is to give yourself some constraints. With the group this morning, I said, I only want you to think about going to your existing customers, and I want you to figure out one specific message that you're going to take to those customers. What is it that you're going to tell them that explains why you're looking for new business, that explains why it is you're ready to tackle their friends and their family and bring them into your business and serve them with excellence? Before, we were talking about, we could go to this group or that group, we could cold call this group, or we could research that group, or we could do this business networking function or that networking function. And I think by narrowing their scope and saying you're only allowed to focus on existing customers, there's a lot of good reasons for that, like shortening the sales cycle and all that stuff. But the point here is that by just narrowing their options, I think their creativity is going to flourish. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to come up with a very effective message they can deliver to those existing customers. If you get stuck, it could be that you just need to narrow your options a little bit. Put some constraints around it. See if you can figure out a way to be creative. See you guys tomorrow. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about.